Okay, Shalom, or praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles at GreatMillStone, rolling well. And salutes to the brothers doing the work, and salutations, you know, on the four corners. Yeah, basically, this video, yeah, it says, well, the website is info security, and it's about, this is a Rfid video, update, and this come out on the 25th of January. It says MasterCard to implement biometrics for in-store card payments. Now look, I mean, it's got this part here that's covering the screen, but look, you got this lad with his hand, and look at that, you know, it's showing the biometrics, because this is the agenda of the elites. You know, there's many scriptures we can go into to show you what we mean, man, because, you know, us at GreatMillStone, we're about showing you them prophecies and you know, in the scriptures, man, in the Bible, and we bring out the news and we show you what's, you know, how it relates. So it says MasterCard to implement biometrics for in-store card purchases. Sorry, so that man. MasterCard to implement biometrics for in-store card payments. It says MasterCard is implementing biometrics for card payments with plans to go live by April 2019. Right, so, you know, biometrics is, you know, the merging of the machine with your body. I'm not going to look the word up right now, but it's basically about merging technology with your body. It says the financial giant said that all customers will be able to identify themselves with biometrics such as fingerprints or facial recognition whenever they pay in stores with MasterCard. Biometric options will also be implemented for all contactless transactions made at terminals with a mobile device. In practice, that means that banks issuing MasterCard branding cards will have to be able to offer biometric authentication for remote transactions alongside existing PIN and password verification. So I'm going to go into description, and I'll go back to the article. Jay-Z, some YouTube stuff, boxing and all that. Okay, hopefully that I ain't got nothing up there, you know. Okay, let me it was Revelations 14. I wanted actually no, it's 13. Revelations 13 and 16, you know, straight to the point. And he calls of all, both small and great. So people that are at the bottom, people are at the top. Small and great means that, you know, to be small and great in this society is based on your money situations. You know, it's based on your money. Like, you get a bum on the street, people don't want to talk to that person because he's poor. But if you get someone with a lot of money, everybody wants to know. Because of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, we always look that word up, and we know that actually means a mark in their right hand or their foreheads. And it says that no man might buy or sell. No man that's small and great or rich and poor can make a transaction, least he has this mark in his hands, because Revelation 20 tells you it's in both hands and in their forehead. So this chip is in ya, okay, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So there you go. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for he is the number of a man, and his number is 666. You know, like they had the barcode to do to scan barcodes. You know, they'll be scanning your hand. So let me go back to this. And for all you morons that say, oh, the barcode doesn't mean 666. Well, you know what? You just don't want it to mean that. Okay, so let's go back into this. In practice, that means that banks using MasterCard branded cards will have to be able to offer biometric authentication for remote transactions alongside existing PIN and password verification. The increased availability of biometric capabilities on tablets and smartphones, like Apple's Face ID and the EU's new regulatory requirements for strong authentication, are driving MasterCard's move. So it says the increased availability of biometrics, like Apple's and the EU's new regulative requirements. So these things are being passed using your eyes, your hands, your fingerprints, you know. Biometrics is basically your body, any kind of body blueprint to use as a authentication method. That is what that is. So I'll give you an example, man. If you know, for people that are probably falling asleep here, you go to the airport, they might say, well, you ain't getting in this airport unless you scan your eyes. Okay. Then they'll have an eye bank, and then you not getting in that airport unless you get your eyes scanned. Then they'll, you know, you don't understand, man. There's going to be a time where they're not even going to need, even certain places right now, they don't need. They can just scan your hand or whatever the RFID chip's at. They can scan it and they'll know all of your information. They don't even need paperwork. They don't even need the paperwork. Example of that is what's going on over there in Sweden, and the scriptures told you that. That scripture there just told you that. Because buying and selling is everything. Buying and selling, how you gonna eat? You know, people going like this is some small thing. Like, fucking guarantee you, when they gotta go to their corner store and they've gotta buy something, and like you can't buy it unless you got the chip, man. A lot of these fucking weirdos out here are gonna get chipped, but they're running around like it ain't nothing. Oh, like making doctrines. No, it's embargoes. It ain't no embargo. Now, if you need to eat, you take that chip. That's why a lot of you guys are trying to really say that the RFID is not the mark of the beast, because you're scared. It says biometric technologies perfectly meet the public's expectation for state-of-the-art security when making a payment, said Mark Barnett, President MasterCard's UK and Ireland. This would be of great benefit to everyone, consumers, retailers and banks. It will make the purchase much smoother. Instead of having to remember passwords to authenticate, shoppers will have the chance to use a fingerprint or picture of themselves. So now they're doing away with you typing in some kind of numeric code on your cards. Now they're saying, yeah, you can use your fingerprint. You can use, what do you say, you know, picture, your eyes. Let me get a scripture out real quick, man, because this is what I'm saying. You know, if you're reading into these scriptures and the Spirit's dealing with it, you'll know this stuff. You know, the men of GreatMillStone, they know this stuff. A lot of you other individuals, you don't know what you're talking about, man. It's like you're big kids, because these are facts. You know, Job 5:12, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Let me look at the word forward. From what I know, it means perverse. Okay, give me a sec. Yeah. Was it Pafal?
Strong's H 6617. Pafal.
Pafal, you know. Is that okay? Forward to twist to it. It means perverse. To be twisted. I've never looked it up on a blue letter before. South, so south and savory wrestle. But here, look, crafty, deceitful. Okay. I'm just checking something out. There's nothing forward or perverse in them. Proverbs 8:8. See, Proverbs 8:8, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness, there is nothing forward or perverse in them. So, you know, these people are perverse. We go back. Yeah, that was it. Right, it says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Let me look up this word crafty. Okay.
Strong's H, 6175. Arum. Second entry. Arom.
Right, subtle, shrewd, crafty, slight. You know, the devices of the crafty is the Illuminati. Because their whole thing is based off secrecy, it's based off perversions, it's based off lies. And a good example of that is when they push out this RFID technology, what are they telling you? They're telling you that this technology is for the benefit of mankind. They're telling you that, yeah, it make us inject a fucking chip in you. Let me chip you like a dog, like an animal. And that's cool. So that we know who that's talking about. That is talking about the Illuminati. It says the vast majority of customers, 93%, prefer biometrics over passwords for validating payments. According to a research paper conducted by Oxford University in collaboration with MasterCard, it also found that 92% of banking professionals want to adapt biometric solutions. So what they're saying is, a lot of these people, because they're such consumers, when they can say to you, look bro, you don't even have to type in your code, just tap this card, just look into this camera, and it's paid for, you know, or whatever the case is. You know, that makes the people, you know, they get turned on by that. You know, the people, they look at that and go, you know what, that's something that I would get into that, man. That is so convenient, you know. But I can buy these sneakers, I can buy this handbag, I can buy this, I can buy that, and that's what's going on out here. So Esau's got these people by the grip because, you know, it make it more easier, more convenient. They're like, wow, I can buy this milkshake, and I didn't even have to pull out a bank card, and I'm drinking a milkshake. Because you know what? Because these people are not on a level. They're not on a level. They're not on the level, man. You know, it says banks also reported that when such biometric authentication is used, customers are much more inclined to go through their purchase. The abandonment rates can drop by up to 70% compared to other methods like two-factor authentication with codes sent via SMS. So I'm not gonna, you know, this is a long article. I'm actually not gonna go into all of this, you know, but you get the point. Let me see if there's any comments. Let me see what the people are saying. Stuart Miller. Matter of before that system gets breached. Biometrics can be stolen and never changed. HSBC had its voice recognition security spoofed. The same week Samsung had its facial recognition hacked. The password is still the only real secret. It is now hack-proof, encrypted by new technology. It will always be something, you know. It is hack-proof. So I don't know if this guy is paid off or if he believes in what they're saying, because he's feeding into the agenda. He's already telling you that the biometrics that they want to use, which is like voice recognition or eye scan, or he's saying that's not enough. Doesn't that feed into what we've been reading in Revelation 13 to get people RFID chipped? Yes, it fucking does. Okay. Where's that? Where was that? Let me go back to the scriptures, man. Then I'm gonna bring out. Alright, it says Job 5:14. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. Okay, so what does that mean? All these things that you're reading about, they plan this, and in the daytime they'll come out and hey, look, man, this is a. Look at that word grope. Look, come on, this is a great plan. To feel, to grope, to feel over, grope, to feel. I'm just looking up for the. I haven't looked the words up before in this verse. I was just seeing what I can find. They grope in the noonday, as in the night. so they're getting it in. They're pretty much putting hands on to get this NWO, and if you go into it, you can see that. You can see how they're doing that, man. Fucking Jay-Z's popping up. Saying most people want the biometrics, but it tells you what the biometrics were. One sec, Shah. Basically, eye scans and fingerprints. Yeah, look, fingerprints or picture. So they're already saying there's articles that say this is not even solid enough. So the next step is what? To chip the population. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Don't take the RFID chip. The elect ain't gonna take it anyway. And then shalom.